Hello, Libra. Welcome. Welcome to your weekly forecast reading. I'm Jude, and this is for the week commencing Monday, the 23rd of January. So, these readings are general, so they may or may not resonate. And remember, you have free will, so you choose what you do with the information. I do work with tarot, but I also work with spirits. So for me, I might have a clairvoyant moment, I might see something, or I might hear something or feel something, and I'll share what the cards and the messages are. But as I said, you choose what you do with that. All right, so Libra, this is going to be the first part of the reading here. The first group of cards is about the leading in energy. So what's been going on for Libra? What's been happening for you in your world leading into the week of starting Monday, 23rd of Jan? Can't believe we're already at Monday the 23rd of Jan, but anyway, we are. So what's been going on for Libra, please? What's been the energy that they've been dealing with? What have Libra been dealing with, please? What have Libra been dealing with, please? What have Libra been dealing with, please? All right, Libra, so what we've got for you showing is what you've been dealing with is the High Priestess, the Four of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. So there's a feeling here of you've been in your intuition. You've been kind of getting some feelings, soul nudges, in terms of, it feels like in terms of home and family or community, that's made you kind of want to hang on to a few things and not want to let go, is the feeling I've got here. So there's a sense of like, almost I'm hearing like digging in, but this is the energy of what you've been dealing with, and it's like your intuition's guiding you here a little bit too. So there's that's that sort of feeling of home and community. No, I don't want to let go. I'm digging in. I'm holding my ground. But maybe you're also feeling a little bit vulnerable too. Is underneath that? I feel like you've covered as many bases as you can, but you can't kind of cover them all. Does that make sense? All right. So the focus then for the week for Libra, please. So what's the energy of the week going to be for Libra, the focus? Right, okay. So what's coming in this week ahead for Libra? Yeah, okay. Woo! Jumping now. Okay, so what we've got coming in for Libra for the week starting the 23rd of January is we've got the Two of Swords, the Hermit, the Devil, and the King of Wands. So the feeling I have here with this is there's going to be a bit of a tough choice to make, and one that's really difficult for you, and that's saying something, because for Libras, you're great at thinking, but there's a sense here of like the two choices in front of you. It's not really easy either way. It's kind of like if you had a big whiteboard and a list of fors and againsts, both would come out equal, and you'd still be no clearer. It feels like there's something you need to see that you haven't quite seen yet. And this is the energy for the week, the 23rd of Jan. And what it's saying you need to look at is perhaps an old pattern that's keeping you locked into a bit of a loop. Because it feels like the way to access that pattern is through your higher self. So, think about what's your true north. What do you really want to do? What's guiding you here? You've got both the High Priestess and the Hermit on the table, which is telling me there's this strong sense of very much looking from your higher self. What does your soul guidance, what feels right in your body. Even, you know, we have those expressions of like, oh, I could feel it in my waters, or I felt I had a gut feeling. You know, if you do meditate and you do tap into your higher self that way, that would be great. But if that's not a standard practice for you, maybe it's just feeling. How does that feel in your body? Because there's a sense here of this choice is tricky, and there's an old pattern with that devil card sitting here that says it's keeping you with the devil. His gift is that he brings a light for us to have a look at what these patterns are. And the links in the chains that keep you hooked in that energy are all about our beliefs and our values that keep us in place. And that can be, you know, it can be addictions, you know, alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, chocolate, Netflix, you know, even things that we think might be of a high moral value can be, if they're out of balance, you know, sometimes if we think work is admirable, yes, and working 50, 60 hours a week, sure, but if you're working 80, 120 hours a week, maybe that's too much. Or, you know, going to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, yes, that's great. But if you go 3 or 4 times a day, that's too much. So there's patterns of behaviour we can kind of get caught into that keep us a bit stuck. And we do, once we see them, we can do something about it. We can walk away or change it. But because the patterns are often unconscious, it's like we're not aware of them. So this tricky choice that you've got to make next week, on the week starting January 23rd, says that the way to move through that tricky choice is to connect in with your higher self, to get the perspective, to see what the pattern is that's keeping you caught in the loop. And then that's going to put you into an energy where you get very clear about what it is you want to do, and in touch more with the inspiration that comes from within you about what you really want to create in your life, or what this new chapter is. Does that make sense? So find a way to connect with your higher self, whether it's a gut feeling or a guide. Perhaps, you know, do you work with a business coach or a life coach or someone like that? Or do you meditate? But it's about looking at what's the pattern that's been keeping you a bit stuck, because it will help. Once you identify that, you know, then you can put it down or change it. Then it's in your consciousness, and so you can shift it. Yeah, and that helps. So, what's the challenge of the week then? What's the challenge for Libra? Please. What's the challenge for Libra next week? Yeah. Okay. So the challenge is the Six of Cups and the Knight of Swords. So the challenge for you, Libra, is according to the cards, is that you're going to look back and reflect a little bit in the past. And that's going to affect your thinking, according to the cards. So, you know, there's a little bit of nostalgia there, a bit of the rose-coloured glasses. You know, in this choice that you've got to make, your challenge is going to be that you kind of maybe look at things as you'd like to think they were, rather than as what they actually were. Again, it's the feeling I have is you've got to take the blinkers off, or the blindfold, or the rose-coloured glasses. You've got to look at what's really there. And what will help you with that is the Eight of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. So what will help you with that challenge? There are a lot of opportunities and possibilities around you. And part of it too with the Three of Swords is that there's a healing in your heart of the thoughts that are creating this pain. And then there is this singular new opportunity that you choose. So the choice, next week's all about a choice for you, Libra. And and it's one that proves a little bit tricky because part of the unconscious loop that I can see according to the cards is that it's to do with the past and how you look at things. And the cards are very much encouraging you to look at them as they really are, rather than your kind of hope that you had about what you thought they were, looking at them as they really are. And maybe you need a guide to help you with that. As I said, whether that's a trusted friend, a life coach, a psychologist, a mentor that you trust, who can help you to see what those unconscious patterns are of your thinking that are causing you to feel that pain and be stuck a little bit in that devil energy of that. And once you see it, you will then be able to make clear choices from that Eight of Wands and into the Ace of Wands. So navigating your way through that. Does that make sense? I just want to look and see if there's anything unexpected heading your way next week, and that's neither good nor bad. It's just maybe something unexpected that turns up in your world. For Libra, please. Well, that's way too many. For Libra, please. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the Eight of Swords, and we've got the Five of Swords, and we've got the Knight of Wands. So a lot of your cards here today, Libra, are all about swords and wands. So it's a lot of your thinking, and I feel it's almost in terms of possible either home community or workplace community. But it feels like there's an opportunity of something unexpected is that you'll cut through this Eight of Swords and find your clarity and pathway forward and come out of it with this energy of the Knight of Wands where you really kind of burst forward and go, yep, okay. That backs up the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Wands that say, yeah, you see the opportunities, you get the inspiration, and you move yourself forward. So there's an unexpected energy next week of a big shift of a pattern that's maybe kept you a little bit stuck and a little bit in, heartache that you break through and break forward with. So, wow, feels like you crack through something big next week, Libra. And I was just about to ask for a card from the universe, and we've got the Three of Pentacles. And this is a card that says, you start creating something. There's a collaboration energy here of working together with some others to build something of enormous value, but it's unknown potential. So this inspiration that comes to you once you crack through this old pattern that's been keeping you a bit stuck, you get this vision of what you really want to do and create going forward, and it feels big. This is like building a new home for some of you, or like for some it might be getting together with a bunch of peers and starting a not-for-profit or a startup of some sort. It feels big, and it feels something that you're really passionate about and really inspired about, and it has huge capacity, is what I can see in these cards. But a little bit of challenge in getting through that unconscious stuff that had you a bit caught in your thinking. All right. Thank you, Libra. I hope that was helpful or insightful for you in some way, shape or form. If you could please like, share and subscribe, I'd be truly grateful. Thank you, and I wish you a great week. Bye for now.